These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
From the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
These are 6-foot drones that are somehow evading our detection. They are not being detected.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing.
They know that they can't track them. They know that they don't emit a signal. They know that they can't see them when they turn their lights out. They also indicated that they don't know where they come from. They don't know where they go to.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their homes.
It's right here over Picatinny, there was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down dead.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and, like a couple feet off the table, and then came right back.
Can you make that make more sense? Because I think people in New York and New Jersey see drones the size of an SUV over their house every night and think that that doesn't make any sense.
Certainly I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it. We're concerned about it too, which is why we have the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. My goodness, looking at this.
The New Jersey mystery drones are not an isolated event, but rather another location in an increasingly harder to ignore series of mystery drone swarms over American assets. We will quickly cover some of these previous mystery drone incursions. The first of these modern drone incursions began around US Navy vessels in 2019.
Yeah, it's a pretty shocking report detailing several nights of confusion aboard several Navy warships off the coast of Los Angeles that may have been followed by this swarm of unidentified aerial vehicles or mysterious drones. The USS Kidd, a destroyer, the USS Rafael Peralta, the USS Finn, all reported seeing unidentified aerial vehicles at very close range, in some cases brazenly violating restricted airspace around the warships, at one point hovering over a landing pad and making
Multiple vessels reported mystery drones harassing Navy ships far from land beyond the range of commercial drones. Some notable encounters from this time are the USS Zumwalt, which reported drones in April of 2019. This video was recorded aboard the USS Zumwalt during this incursion.
This is USS Zumwalt at approximately 0335 Zulu on April 24, 2019, while conducting routine operations 17 nautical miles off the coast of Camp Pendleton in international waters. At least 6 unknown UASs made multiple flyovers and circle patterns around the ships, operating at various altitudes between 300 and 1,000 feet. All appeared to fly consistent patterns, northwest, east, south, without alteration of course, speed, and altitude. No weapons were observed.
In July of 2019, some notable Navy encounters were aboard the USS Russell, which reported this green pyramid above the ship.
This is the Snoopy team leader on board USS Russell in position 3217 north, 11957 west, operating in SoCal hop area. With course 270, true speeds 59, at time 0424 Zulu. We have visual of 4 probable unidentified drones with course unknown and speed unknown. Contacts are operating at a range of 1,000 yards and holding. Tail numbers are unknown.
Jay Stratton analyzed this event while a part of the UAP task force and determined that the object was a blinking pyramid and not the result of bokeh.
Was that, to the best of your knowledge, is that a camera artifact of the iris? The shape that you see in the green footage, we'll call it green, is that an artifact of the iris?
To my knowledge, based on 3 PhDs, it is the shape in that video is the shape that you're seeing, and that it is a pyramid, and that it is self-illuminating.
It's a what?
It's that illumination is coming from the object itself.
Also in July of 2019, the USS Paul Hamilton reported mystery drones out at sea, and this video was released of part of the encounters.
This is USS Paul Hamilton collecting visual information. Today's date is 30 July 2019. Zulu time is 0930. We are in vicinity of 3254361 north, 119-28972 west on course 270 at speed 5 knots. There are multiple UAS in vicinity of Paul Hamilton, CPA 100 feet in altitude off the bow.
In July of 2019, the USS Omaha reported being harassed by swarms of mystery drones. This video of red drones was filmed at this time and looks similar to what would later be reported in New Jersey. The USS Omaha Incursion also featured video of an alleged mystery drone going into the water.
Rockhill Pearl's the passive ability to launch helo ASAP.
Splashing your bearing range. Sure. You got 2 minutes, 3 knots.
Keep going, bro.
We're making 10, so we could probably bring that 35 relative.
Windy as fuck.
Sir.
Yeah, I'll bring it down.
We got a lot of white water up there, so 6 foot swells.
Whoa, it's getting close.
Yeah, we have 31 knots sustained wind, topside, gust of 40.
What was splashed? Splashed. Mark bearing and range.
Guys, the bottom line seems to be that there's either another nation or possibly a secret program that has made some technological breakthroughs that would change the way we understand physics, or something else beyond our understanding is going on.
To date, the source of these Navy drone incursions has not been identified. Following the Navy drone incursions, mystery drones began being reported on land. The next place where notable drone incursions occurred was the Palo Verde nuclear power plant in Arizona in September of 2019. The Palo Verde nuclear power plant is the largest in America. An incident report FOIA'd from this event reads, "Drones were observed flying beginning at 2051 Mountain Standard Time and continued through the time of this report. As occurred last night, the drones are flying in, through, and in around the controlled area. Also, as last night, the drones are described as large with red and white flashing lights." The source of these incursions was never identified. The next big event in the mystery drones timeline occurred from December 2019 to January 2020 in Colorado and Nebraska, near U.S. intercontinental ballistic missile sites.
Now to this story, the FBI, FAA, and U.S. Air Force are investigating a mystery in the skies over Colorado and Nebraska, where swarms of drones have been spotted, sometimes in formation. But who's flying them?
Here, mystery drones were reported for months and witnessed by many.
You can zoom in and see the difference in the lights.
When the drones flew above their home.
Definitely a drone.
Those so-called drones that have captivated our attention.
And this drone swarm shows many similarities to what would happen in New Jersey.
Foreman, Colorado, bizarre lights in the night sky. This one blinking here, one of more than a dozen unidentified drones flying in formation for miles. And on the ground, even local law enforcement calling them in.
I had what I believe to be a drone pass over me, and it was headed east towards Yuma.
Since a week before Christmas, the drones have been appearing around 7 at night and flying for hours. Sometimes they're seen in groups of 30 and able to fly very quickly, with witnesses saying some of the drones have wingspans estimated to be 6 feet or more. The sightings reported across 5 counties in Colorado.
They can sit there and hover, they can descend very fast, they can take off very fast.
The next mystery drone incursion occurred in January of 2023 over Arizona's Luke Air Force Base, a secure airspace.
2 F-16s, an A-10, and the Air Force's newest fighter, the F-35. All of these jets encountered drones over the Arizona desert between January and military aircraft. From 2022 to early 2023, fighter pilots spotted drones south and southwest of Luke Air Force Base 22 times. Some of those incidents took place over the Barry Goldwater Range, which is closed off to most civilians.
This Arizona drone incursion resulted in the downing of an F-16 that collided with a mystery drone.
Range, restricted airspace, where Air Force pilots take the most advanced fighter jets in the world through their paces. But we found 3 instances in late 2022 and early 2023 where pilots reported seeing unmanned drones out here, one of them striking the canopy of an F-16. One incident, a drone collided with an F-16. In others, the pilots were flying F-35s, the most technologically advanced fighters in the world.
Even though the collision caused an F-16 to land, the mystery drone that caused it was never found, nor the source of any of the incursions in Arizona in January of 2023.
These flights are illegal, but so far none of them has resulted in an arrest.
The last drone incursion we will cover before diving into the current Jersey wave occurred in Virginia, over Langley Air Force Base in December of 2023.
Of 17 days, dozens of unidentified drones would begin flying over the base shortly after dusk each night. The Air Force, by federal law, was not allowed to shoot these mystery drones out of the sky. The White House reportedly called for national security meetings to discuss how to address drones possibly sent by a foreign adversary. There were concerns about using electronic warfare or jamming systems for fear of interfering with commercial air travel over the holidays.
This video of a drone over Langley Air Force Base was filmed in December of 2023, and it shows the red blinking lights. Langley Air Force Base is the base that protects Washington, D.C., and this incursion spurred much political dialogue.
Langley Air Force Base did experience incursions of unauthorized unmanned aerial systems last year in December 2023. The number of those UAS incursions did fluctuate on any given day. But they didn't appear to exhibit any hostile intent.
Pentagon spokeswoman Sabrina Singh was asked Tuesday why the Air Force did not shoot down the drones.
I do know that with all of these incursions, given that it's, on U.S. soil, there is another level of coordination within the interagency that needs to take place. But the commander absolutely had his or her authorities to engage any systems that are a threat to the base.
It's unclear if the drones belong to hobbyists or to a foreign government or adversary. Singh said she didn't know where they were launched from.
Disturbing trend at Langley Air Force Base, where because of a large number of UASs that were in that airspace, Langley had to close down just to make sure that we were able to defend the operations that were going on there. As I watch how missions are developing, you see the Army Missile Defense Mission, you see the Air Force Air Base Air Defense Mission, and it looks like to me that there's a lot of commonalities there.
To tell the truth, the counter-UAS mission has dominated that so far in the first month. Of course, I knew it was an issue coming from another combatant command where we faced that threat in a very different way because of the environment, but I wasn't prepared for the number of incursions that I see.
Something concerning reported was that the mystery drones were reported over the homes of the FBI agents investigating the incidents.
It gets even worse. Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their homes as if to say, hey, we know where you are.
The earliest reports of mystery drones in New Jersey were reported on November 13th, 2024, above the Picatinny Arsenal, a military base in Morris County, New Jersey.
Where did this drone come from? That's what police in New Jersey are trying to figure out. The CBS News Confirm team did verify the social media post, which was taken near Chatham around 8:15 last night.
We need to get the panel's opinion here tonight. The Morris County Prosecutor's Office says the drone activity was also observed by law enforcement members on patrol, and they are monitoring and investigating the situation. Authorities say there's no known threat to public safety. They're urging anybody with information to contact the police. What do you guys think?
Do you think it's some teenager?
Real or imagined?
Backyard?
Yeah.
That's a real deal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's got lots of lights.
I think it's some kids with
lots of lights.
You know,
Yeah. That's my gut.
Yeah, no
All
doubt.
right. To be continued.
Soon, more and more reports of mystery drones were reported in the New Jersey area, and videos began flooding social media of strange objects in the skies.
What the fuck is that? You seeing that, right?
All just stopped because
they're fucking drones.
And so she had to have a partial foot and heel.
You saw them, right?
Yes. Yeah. So huge. Oh my gosh, I don't like that. Stop.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
What's on the back of it?
Oh my gosh.
What is on the back of that thing?
Which is low. Holy fuck, dude. Why?
Dad! Dad! Come out quick! Dude!
What the heck are we seeing?
That's like... it's an actual... What? It's like landing.
Honey. What is that? You get that?
I am. It's like landing.
Nobody else sees this? Are we crazy?
I have it on video.
Are we crazy?
It's like down in the trees now.
What the hell? We should have sat over there. Wait, we're gonna die here. I'm so...
Instagram, what's that? Look, hold on. Let me stop walking. What's that? That's a plane? Why it ain't moving? Then what's this little homie back here? That's a plane? Why it ain't moving? Look at that. It got 4 lights on it.
God, this is terrifying.
That's a UFO.
No, is it
It's
really
moving. It's moving.
What is that? What is that? What is that?
It's a UFO.
So, are you videoing?
Yeah. What? That's like a UFO.
Yo, look at that one. Yo, they're all in the sky. There's like 1, 2, 3. Look, where the fuck is it going?
Morristown police sent an alert to residents Sunday saying they are aware of drone activity and that if a drone crashes or lands, do not approach or handle it. The FBI's Newark field office would only say it is working with other law enforcement agencies to figure out what's going on, but at the moment doesn't have enough information to share.
A lot of people want to know what's going on. I think more people are coming around to that, oh, this is going on and maybe it's not good.
Nancy Reed didn't want to show her face on camera, but says she's seen the drones every night since November 18th.
I can see them right out my bedroom window. I can watch them. Last night was about 5:30, so it was earlier. But it's normally anywhere between like 7:30 and 10:30, they're out here. Never during the day. Nobody.
That's crazy. I wonder what they're looking for.
It's all over Facebook and all over our website page.
What's your reaction to all of it?
Well, it's a little scary. I'm like, what is it?
There's multiple of these being spotted at the same time. It's not just one of these drones flying around. It's 5 at the same time, and they're all
Completely unnerved. I didn't sleep last night. When I would get up and look out my window at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., they were still hovering. I got up at 5:30 this morning and they were still there.
She was asking how freaked out are people. I'll say, as another fellow New Jerseyan, people are freaked out. You know, I mentioned earlier, my cousin and my stepbrother both work at Picatinny Arsenal, and they are extremely interested. Like, they have at least, my family members have no idea what's going on. I've talked to, various people in my town who've seen this stuff, other family members. Like, how could you not be freaked out? There's freaking drones flying around that the government's not telling us what it is, Like, as long as that continues, it's weird not to be freaked out if you're living in the area. I get it.
And then I just started seeing them every day. I literally would look out my house. Literally yesterday, my mom, me, we saw maybe 60 of them, 70 of them. And my friend across town, we like geolocate each one. We see which one's passing my house. Some of them close their lights. I mean, all my friends are seeing them. My friends in Sussex County, he sees them as well. They're in Sussex County, New Jersey. It's all over. New Jersey's all hot right now, and I just don't understand how the government's not doing nothing. They're not like acknowledging it. Everybody here is uneasy. My family's uneasy. My everybody I see, my customers are uneasy, They're all talking about the UFOs. Like, this is not normal. It's not normal. And my friend's a cop. He's a Clifton cop. And I spoke to him 2 days ago. He's like, Omar, these are not drones. I was like, what? He's like, these things are not drones. He's like, these things are something else. And it's coming from a cop.
New Jersey police dispatchers received many calls about the drones.
He told me he's getting 911 calls every 10 minutes. Non-stop.
25, Verde County. Second drone near Intervale, heading towards Parsippany, going south also towards 46. Precinct. 25, 75 County. Third and fourth drone also heading towards 46, towards Rainbow Lakes. Precinct. 25, 75 County. Fifth drone over the boulevard towards Denville. Precinct. Yeah. Group of 3 more drones flying south over 46 towards Rainbow.
Culver's potentially at 25 to 30 drones over her house, but they weren't doing anything.
County 25, what was the exact call that this wasn't actually saw it crash or heard it crash?
Per the caller, drones fell out of the sky by the power lines behind their house. And then 10 more showed up.
Mystery drones prevented a medical evacuation helicopter from retrieving a person seriously injured in a car crash.
Another ALS unit, or possibly a helicopter.
Alright, we'll go put a helicopter on standby. You need a second medic unit for what patient? 74 MS. What's the status of the second patient so we can advise the ALS unit and the medevac?
The patient that we're asking the ALS for is also for air.
Alright, copy that. They're one and the same. What's the status of the patient?
It's a 75-year-old male driver for the vehicle was entrapped. We do have an open abdominal injury.
Top 4 BS1 copy. ETA less than 3 minutes.
Precinct.
Any 74 BS1? Yeah, go 74 BS1.
It sounds like North Star doesn't want to land because of the drones. You guys are going to have to make a decision.
Can you elaborate on the drones, County?
There's drones in the area. They don't want to land because of the drones in the area.
County 74 BS1.
County service.
Do we have an alternate LZ we can proceed to?
Yeah.
Okay.
County 74 BS1. Can you move to the Old Town Park for an alternate location?
Alright.
So last night, starting around 8 o'clock, we started receiving multiple calls from residents about drone activity in the area. Officers went out to investigate. The calls and the sightings continued from 8 o'clock to about 11:15 last night, when the drone activity moved away from us into Cherry Hill. We had varying reports of anywhere between 4 to 8 drones that were flying through the area. They weren't like the normal, drone that somebody would purchase and use in their home. They were large. Some were described as large as like an SUV, had blinking lights on them.
Local police tried to identify the mystery drones, but ran into problems.
Sheriff's office was on drone patrol Saturday night after a rash of unexplained sightings statewide. This is the first time that the Ocean County Sheriff's Office has documented one of these encounters on camera.
Not really sure what it was. Definitely something flying low and fast.
Checked the radar. We didn't see that there was any planes in the area. Yeah. And it was probably moving about 60, 70 miles an hour.
Whatever it is, it's different.
Yeah, it's definitely something, and we're just going to be looking into it a little bit more.
County Sheriff Sergeant Kevin Fennessy is one of about a dozen drone officers responding to calls and now tracking flights from inside this major crimes command center, now turned into a drone war room.
It's wild the amount of air traffic over New Jersey, and especially over Ocean County.
The sergeant says, sure, many of the calls the department gets are actually airplanes, helicopters, medevacs, planets, even stars. But they have seen things they just cannot explain. A sheriff's lookout drone tethered to the ground captured this video.
We had something coming at us, and as it's coming at us, it stops. It does like a 180 in the air, and then drives away, and then comes back and does like a giant U around us. So that's not normal for aircraft.
So this is really happening?
We think so. It's definitely something that whatever we're seeing, we can't figure out what it is.
Another thing that was reported by the authorities investigating the drones was that they did not give off a heat signature.
The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones. Why do you think that is?
We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
We have an active drone program here. We've had it for years. And these things are much bigger than our drones, much more expensive than our drones. So who's ever doing this is not a hobbyist.
Why can't you shoot it out of the sky? Why can't you follow it to where it lands? What's the answer to those two questions in particular?
To follow it is our drones go 40 miles an hour. My officers have recorded these drones going 60, 70 miles an hour. So we're not going to be able to follow it. Whoever it is has a lot of resources. The concern is that nobody has seen them take off or land. How's that possible? We're a very populated state. It's not like you're in the middle of nowhere. So the fact of the matter, nobody has seen them either come or land is troublesome.
A few videos surfaced of what appears to be police helicopters chasing mystery drones, then the drones go dark.
What the living daylights, man? What the fuck? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Hang on.
That's a helicopter. I think they're looking for them. It's hovering and circling around.
Oh, yeah, that's... there's a drone over there. Behind you.
Oh, shoot. Oh my god.
Or maybe helicopter.
No, that's not a helicopter.
But what about that in this?
On November 27th, 2024, the FBI joined the investigation into the mystery drones.
FBI is now getting involved in an investigation into these mysterious, apparently small car-sized drones that people are spotting flying over New Jersey in the middle of the night.
Drones sighted all over the Northeast. The FBI is asking the public for help.
The FBI joined the investigation into mysterious nightly drone sightings in New Jersey. Authorities say they are larger than typical drones a hobbyist might fly. The devices have raised concerns in the past 2 weeks because of their proximity to both a military installation and President-elect Trump's Bedminster golf course.
It is worth noting that this drone wave began after Donald Trump was elected for president on November 5th and before Trump would be inaugurated as president on January 20th.
So I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
Mystery drones were soon reported over the incoming President Donald Trump's New Jersey properties, and were also reported over critical infrastructure like water reservoirs.
Now investigating those mysterious drones flying around New Jersey over the past month. They've been spotted hovering over military facilities, water reservoirs, and even at Trump's Bedminster golf course.
Around this time in late November, mystery drones were also reported in the UK over joint US-UK military bases.
Unidentified drones have been spotted over 4 joint US and UK military bases in England. The mysterious drones have repeatedly appeared for over a week now. Stephanie Bennett is live in London.
This time, we do know that the sightings started last week on November 20th, and they have really ranged in size and style. And take a look at this map. The bases are spread across England and are all used by U.S. Air Force. Now, the drones have been seen over RAF Fairford, Lakenheath, Mildenhall, and Feltwell.
Back stateside, mystery drones began being reported in New York and other areas beyond New Jersey.
These drones have also been spotted over Staten Island. Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis saying today that she's asking the FAA to impose a temporary drone flight restriction in the area. Some of her concern there that these drones are flying over the Howland Hook Terminal. That's a container port facility here in New Jersey, obviously flying near Picatinny and also over some reservoirs and rail stations.
As more reports of mystery drones occurred in New Jersey, more and more anomalous activities were reported. Here are some of the more anomalous characteristics noted of the mystery drones. There was one report of the mystery drones messing with the clocks in cars.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
It was reported that the mystery drones would fly in groups and seem to be doing a grid-like scanning of particular areas.
There was one drone that was just stationary, and 4 were going back and forth in a scanning pattern. You know, I'm a little older, so I would, look like Palm from back in the day, right? Back, forth, and they went over the town of Dover.
Many times we'll see multiple drones. We'll see 3, 4, 5 at a time. They appear to be traveling in some type of grid pattern, whether they're mapping or videoing, we're really not sure. But it is very bizarre. The state police told us that they have had anywhere from 4 to 180 calls a night.
There were reports of mystery drones interfering with the functioning of hobbyist drones.
Right here over at Picatinny, there was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down, dead battery.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and, like a couple feet off the table, and then came right back down. The craziest thing. I don't believe in government conspiracies, but listen. There's mystery drones, and people's regular drones will not go up in the air and crash out. What the fuck?
New Jersey Mayor Mike Gashelli posted this account on his Facebook. A highly respected professional and trustworthy Montvale resident informed me with 100% certainty that his son's hobby drone attempted to follow one of the drones, and it was drone jacked. He lost total control of his drone, and it went disappearing into the air. It seems these are very sophisticated drones with counter-offensive systems.
He's like right there with it. He's like right on it. That whatever it was just shut down the drone. If that was a drone. Holy crap.
On December 6, 2024, AARO, the All Domain Anomalies Research Office, the government office for investigating UFO reports, held a classified briefing with lawmakers about the drones.
So after this classified briefing concludes, we hope to learn more about what happened in it, but we talked to Congressman Burchett before he walked in there. Mike, he says one of the reasons he didn't want to show up is if he learns something new or something he already knows, he's technically not supposed to even talk about it.
Here is Congresswoman Nancy Mace after the AARO classified briefing.
It did not come up. We talked about it, several different UAPs that have been in the press or leaked. Most of those have been explained, and they explained how they came to that conclusion, but there are ones that we discussed that are unexplained. And they have a plan, they say, to disclose and declassify how they came to that conclusion and why they're still objects that are unanswered.
You mentioned the shapes. What is it about the shapes of these drones?
There are certain shapes that are unexplained, that are in the air. I'm in a classified setting, so I will let AARO, I don't want to cross over and disclose classified information, but there are certain shapes consistently that are unexplained, which is fascinating.
It is interesting to note that she says some shapes of the mystery drones remain classified. As mystery drone reports continued in New Jersey, more anomalous characteristics were reported. These upcoming characteristics are strange and controversial. I was able to find enough data points to include, but it's all strange. Many reports of New Jersey mystery drones were reported as spraying some sort of mist towards the ground.
Look at this motherfucker. Look at him spraying. Look at that. Look at that. He is spraying the sky again. Bro, this is fucking crazy, man. Look at this guy. They're spraying the skies. Look, he just sprayed that. This guy. This guy just sprayed that.
There's two of them right there, and one of them is clearly spraying. The other one's right next to it.
I don't know that one.
No, there's not, because I looked in the Flight Tracker app. There is nothing out here.
Right there, look.
This is in Hazlet, New Jersey. Here's another one right there. I can't believe this is really going on, because this is fucking nuts, man. They're right up by a light pole, but there's one right there. So I'm out here in front of my apartment complex, and there's at least 6 of these drones flying around. You know, one of which that just passed overhead is spraying shit out of the back of it. And you cannot tell me that is fucking exhaust, okay? Because the other 6 that are flying around right now are not doing that, and they're all at the same level. So why is one doing it but the other ones are not?
Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What?
I mean, they're all over.
In my opinion, red and white lights, they're going over top of us, but instead this one ended up going straight up, and I lost it. Like, it went over us. Once it got to us, it just went straight up, and that was it. It disappeared. And there was also a trail to it, like a chemtrail that I don't know if it's a chemtrail. I'm just saying, like, it looked.
I have customers telling me, literally, I had a customer of mine, she says she sees some of them dropping some stuff out of them. She says she saw,
What did
like,
she describe their dropping?
Like a white mist thing. She said she saw that. She saw like a white mist coming out of them. Seven in a row.
Many will chalk this up to just contrails of conventional craft, but there were many local reports of these strange drones spraying. There were also a few buried reports of people being sprayed by this mist in close proximity and having major health effects, though these were sparse. There were a lot of reports of alleged mystery drones mimicking a conventional aircraft, but flying too close to the Earth and not in ways planes typically fly.
That's so low. That's... Oh, yeah. Dude, that's right above us. That's right... That's less than 100 feet.
And that's the lowest one I've seen so far tonight. And you can actually hear this one.
Yeah, look at how low it is. Look at how big it is.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not a plane. Look at it.
Like, what are we looking at? Like, are you getting the shot, and what the heck are we filming? There's a couple shots you can see where you can see that it's fixed wing, and it doesn't look like a plane. It almost looks like inverted. It sounds crazy as I say this now, Brian, like that's what you're seeing on the screen. That's what we were seeing right above our heads.
Rachel Campos-Duffy captured this video of drones. This is in her own backyard, and she joins us now. Rachel, y'all been seeing these.
I don't feel good. They're flying low. I mean, they're not up high like an airplane. They're flying low. You can see them, and they're large. They're huge. These are not hobby drones.
Whoa, what the fuck? Holy shit. Holy shit.
Something that goes hand in hand with the mimicry reports are the reports of mystery drones shape-shifting. What was often reported was an orb-type craft changing their shape into a conventional-looking aircraft, complete with FAA lights. The common prosaic explanation is it's a conventional plane flying towards the person filming, then turning, exposing the red and white lights. This is an example of conventional planes that were shared with me as examples of what these planes are doing. I'm going to include these videos of alleged shapeshifting because I personally know people in New Jersey who claim to have witnessed the shapeshifting with their own eyes.
Scott in Geneta was fishing Saturday at Island Beach State Park when he saw what he describes as lights brighter than stars forming over the horizon.
When they came toward the shore, it changed from a bright white light to a winged craft with flashing lights.
Doesn't seem to be bothered. No longer in the one sight. Here it is going back now. This is so freaking weird. This was staying still for over an hour. Come on, buddy, come this way. Keep coming. There it is, come on. Come on out. Now it's hovering over my other neighbor's house. There we go. Now it's more red. This didn't move for hours. So weird, man. Look at the different lights now. It's moving really fast now.
Yo, we caught one, dog. We fucking caught one. I wonder how far I can zoom in on this thing. Oh yeah, it's fucking with my camera. Look at that.
Yeah, it's trying to do the airplane lights.
Yep, there it is now, turned into an airplane. Holy shit. That's fucking insane.
In those markets than in Big Ag, than in row crops, right? The two of us could farm probably 1,000 acres of row crops, but the two of us could barely farm 100 acres of specialty crops. So there's a lot more labor intensity and a lot more labor pressure there, and that's ultimately why we started there. It's also where precision ag is actually needed. So if you and I did a GPS-based tractor on cornfields and we took out, 100 corn stalks, it would be a bummer. But if we did something where we took out one citrus tree, it would be a bigger bummer. So these are much more valuable types of crops, and you got to be a lot more careful around them. And it really hasn't been until recently that technology has advanced to the point where we can do these kinds of things in these very, very tight spacing, very precious crops around us as we're navigating through and doing those pre and post harvest work.
That's Agtonomy's co-founder and CEO, Tim Hooker. For the last 40 years, the Ag Information Network has been the source of news for farmers and ranchers.
Scott in Geneta was fishing Saturday at Island Beach State Park when he saw what he describes as lights brighter than stars forming over the horizon.
When they came toward the shore, it changed from a bright white light to a winged craft with flashing lights.
Something that began to become apparent with the drones was that they seemed to be coming onto land from the ocean.
Down here, 116.
2 to 3 low flying aircraft, possibly drones, out over the ocean. It's hard to say how far out, but it's going to be at least miles north of us. As I said before, probably closer to
2 drones flying towards that beam of light out in the ocean right now. Right out there. See, with those flashing lights? It's gotta be government or top secret military.
Report of numerous drones coming off the ocean the other night, Sunday night. So they were pretty well documented.
I do think that it's some sort of drone out there. You know, we saw a couple, one flying low at us that was coming, you know, basically straight on and stopped, did a 180, went back, did a 180, and then took a big loop around us, probably out here in the bay to go south of us. But we had flight radar and open ADS-B up at the same time, and it wasn't showing on there as anything.
Some of these complaints, obviously, we definitely attribute to people seeing the low-flying aircraft, and we try to mitigate those and try to identify them as we go along.
The ones that we saw were pretty big, and they were flying. I mean, we have a lot of drones in our agency. We have about 14 of them, and none of them are doing the speeds that these ones were doing. And then this size, I mean, some of them looked like they were about 6 feet wide. So they were. I don't think they were normal commercial drones.
Just seems like the drones that we're seeing that we're here for today, it seems like they're not really limited. Like they're going all over the state, all over the county, and it doesn't seem like they're limited by how far they can go.
Yeah, I think we have as many questions as everybody else does, and we're just trying to put them at ease, and we're trying to identify, see what we can identify, and give it and share it with our partners. That's all.
Or a plane. I haven't seen one all night, but this thing was like hovering above the ocean, and it was low, very low, but so bright and so clear, and it was huge. Like when you look at the video, someone said like it's a helicopter, but like if you think about the depth perception of like how far out that is, and when you see the tail of it, like if that was a helicopter, it would have been fucking like so big. And it definitely was not. I watched the thing for like 7 minutes. I was walking to dinner, I was on the boardwalk, and it was the only thing out above the ocean. And I filmed it, I walked with it. It was just hovering there.
Are you saying it was a helicopter?
No, I don't think it was. No, definitely
No, but are you saying it was as big as a helicopter or bigger?
No, it was much bigger.
Much bigger.
Because it was so far out. So someone like that I posted the video, like commented like that's a helicopter, but like no, like it was so far out into the ocean.
Any like did it look like an orb? Did it look like it was actually a craft?
when I zoomed in on it, it like my camera started getting blurry, and then nothing, like my phone, like the camera app quit. That happened 2 times. Like I was filming it and the camera app quit, and then I finally caught it a little bit, but it's like such bad quality. But I'm so certain of what it was. Like
I posted it in the Jumbotron for anyone.
I live in Jersey. Like all the sightings have been a little bit like an hour north of me. I'm a little bit more south, but I'm right by the beach, and obviously the ocean is mysterious. But I'm certain of what it was.
Did you see it come from the water, or was it like hovering above the water?
It was just hovering above the water, and then it just like it quickly ascended at some point, and then just kind of dipped out and like went way far down the water, like down the coastline where I couldn't see it anymore. But I'm certain of what it was. Like there's no planes out, there's nothing, and it looked the same as all the things I've seen. It was like strobing, flashing this like crazy bright greenish white light.
Did it look like a drone to you, or did it look like something other than a drone?
It just looked like a weird shape. Like no, it didn't look like a drone. It was too far away and too big to be a drone of any kind that I know of.
I can hear the excitement in your voice.
Yeah, no, it fucked me up. This was like an hour ago.
On December 8th, 2024, an important event happened. There were reports of 50 drones coming in off the ocean, and the Coast Guard went out to intercept and spotted 30 drones themselves.
One of their officers called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
Advised after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer?
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat and they reported seeing 13 following their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
The Coast Guard released a statement to the public, which read, "Multiple low-altitude aircraft were observed in the vicinity of one of our vessels near Island Beach State Park, New Jersey. While no immediate threats or disruptions to operations were identified, the Coast Guard is assisting the FBI and state agencies to understand the type of origin and intent of these aircraft and address potential risks to safety and security. We take any and all aircraft activity near federal assets seriously and urge the public to report any suspicious activity to local authorities." Lieutenant Luke Pineo, United States Coast Guard Information Officer. On December 9th, multiple New Jersey mayors signed a letter to the governor, Phil Murphy, to address the mystery drones.
Serious drone activity in New Jersey has prompted 20 mayors in Morris County to demand action from Governor Murphy. In a letter to the governor, the mayors say they have deep concern about the recent sightings. They're asking for a full investigation and new measures to stop the drones. The governor's office says it is monitoring the situation with federal and law enforcement partners and that there is no known threat to the public. Meanwhile, the Ocean County Sheriff says it's now getting reports of low-flying drones.
I also add Bergen County.
This letter from the mayors led to Governor Phil Murphy issuing his first statements on the drones.
The drones in New Jersey, in Morris County, 20, I don't know how many mayors sent a letter to you this morning asking for a clarification. What can you tell us? What is going on, and why is it taking so long to come up with an explanation?
Yeah, it's a good, I don't blame people for being frustrated. Let me say, most importantly, right up front, we see no evidence, and I say we, this includes Homeland Security, FBI, Secret Service, our state police, authorities at all levels of government. The most important point to say is we don't see any concern for public safety. That's number one. Number two, having said that, it's really frustrating that we don't have more answers as to where they're coming from and why they're doing what they're doing. We had last night 49 sightings. I think 20 of them were over Hunterdon.
On December 10th, 2024, Congress held a hearing with the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, who had been investigating the mystery drones for weeks.
What is going on in New Jersey?
So, sir, the FBI and our Newark field office, along with the state and local partners there, the Bureau is actively investigating the situation you mentioned, just the unexplained sighting of drone activity over that part of New Jersey, including proximity to sensitive sites and areas of concern. So we do not attribute that to an individual or a group yet. We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that, of one or more people that are responsible for those drone flights. But we're actively investigating. What the Bureau has done to aid our state and local partners is what we generally do, enlist the help of the interagency, enlist the help of the public. There's a tip line there, that 1-800-CALL-FBI, tips.fbi, for information from the public that could help us resolve this. It is concerning.
Is the public at risk? Is public safety at risk? Are we concerned that there are nefarious intentions that could cause either national security or a public safety incident that would put Americans at risk?
There's nothing that is known that would lead me to say that, but we just don't know, and that's the concerning part.
Start with you, Mr. Wheeler from the FBI.
What can you tell us about what you guys do know?
So the public reports and what we have from eyewitness sightings, some of those very credible police personnel and others are what we describe as unidentified drones. We do not know the particular specifics of what those drones are. Some are described as being slightly larger than a commercial available drone, fixed wing as well as rotary. We have helped analyze with our partners video and pictures of what those look like, what have been submitted. Part of that is these over 3,000 tips from the public, and to look at that. But as I previously stated, we don't know the people responsible behind that, and that's what we're working on.
What happened in New York and New Jersey. These drones, unmanned aircrafts have also flown over my district. A number of constituents have seen them over a power plant in Brooklyn. They were coming over the Verrazano Bridge, and I will remind everyone or explain to everyone here that Verrazano Bridge connects Staten Island and Brooklyn, and on the Staten Island side you have Fort Wadsworth, which is a U.S. Coast Guard sector New York base, and then in the Brooklyn side, right on the other side of the Verrazano Bridge, you have Fort Hamilton, which is a U.S. Army installation. And so it is very concerning to me that we have these objects. We're not sure if they're drones or unmanned aircrafts, but they are flying over sensitive infrastructure and facilities. And the fact that we don't know what they are or who's behind them or what they're doing is very concerning to me, particularly in a post-Chinese spy balloon world. Okay, the fact that this administration allowed for a Chinese spy balloon to go across the country over multiple military installations is very concerning, and that we could potentially be having this happen again it's like astounding to me that this is even happening without any type of intervention. You say it's no known threat, but is there still a possibility of there being a threat? At the end of the day, that's what my constituents want to know.
And I'm very concerned that we're missing something here. I've raised the issue, as has my colleagues, Maliotakis and others, in New Jersey and New York about these drone sightings. So last night I was on the beach in Island State Park in Ocean County with the sheriff. He has been working it every single night. He's got his own tethered drones chronicling. One of his officers 2 nights ago saw 50 drones come in off the ocean right there. So we thought maybe they'll replicate it. They didn't, but we thought it was a possibility. Last night we had a number of other people there, including a commanding officer from the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water. Followed, right?
Thank you, Chairman. And, sometimes I feel like I'm in the twilight zone up here. Like month after month, people come before us, they testify, and you don't get a lot of answers. And it's concerning, it's frustrating. You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.